So we're here with Helena and Nyasha from the Deep Blue Sea Company.
Hello, my name's Helena. I am playing Anne Welch in the Deep Blue Sea.
Hello, my name's Nyasha and I'm the assistant director on the Deep Blue Sea.
Fantastic. So just a bit about the play really. Did either of you know the play before you started working on this production?
Nope.
No,
Not at all.
not at all. I don't think I ever knew who Terence Rattigan was, to be quite honest. Like, no.
Yeah, I think he was sort of on the edge of my understanding, and I knew there had been a production of this play a few years ago, which I was sort of aware of but didn't see. So no, not really. It was great to discover it.
Yeah, it's a little gem. It's a brilliant little discovery, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's a brilliant play. So
Yeah, I want to read way more of his stuff now because it's so the way he crafts scenes and the way he writes dialogue is just so exciting when you're reading something for an audition, because that's like the first, you're normally reading it under the time pressure of like learning lines or what am I going to have to do. But it was brilliant. It was great.
He did the Winslow Boy.
Yes.
So as soon as I was like, oh, that's the guy that did the Winslow Boy. Do you know what I mean? I knew of the Winslow Boy, but I did it.
Yeah.
So when you get to link those two things, you're like, oh, that's that guy. You give him more respect then. You're like, oh,
I know what you mean.
more respect now because you're that guy. All right, cool. Yeah,
And what's your rehearsal room process been like in terms of discovering what was a new play for both of you?
Yeah, good question. Because like Nancy, who's playing Hester Collier, our leading character, she's done Terence Rattigan before, so I think not that she ever kind of made a show of it, but I think she has more of a kind of, she's just more familiar with his writing. But we didn't do any sitting around the table, what we call table work, which is sometimes how you start a rehearsal process. You have a few days where you kind of go through the play and dissect it and talk about it. So I was all gearing up for like a bit of chat and to have things explained to me, but we didn't do that at all. We got straight on our feet.
On you go.
Exactly.
On you go. Yeah, that's how we started actually. Just go.
Yeah. Which is a great way. It's a great way to learn because you realise what you don't understand, and also it's like automatically filtering out what we don't need to talk about. You just realise what you do need to talk about and what you can discover as you're doing it.
I think it was the process was built from blocking.
Yeah.
Into everything else. So it was just about blocking, the movement of where the characters go and why they decide to move where they go. So we started from blocking, which is usually a lot of directors don't do blocking straight away. They look at why the character's doing what they're doing. They sit on the table and really discuss it, which was fun because I can't stand table work. Like, I just sit there and think this is so boring. Like, I can't concentrate on what we need to do and why we're doing it. I just love seeing it on its feet, and it's a beautiful piece of writing. Like in week 1, you're like, this is a good piece of writing. In week 2, you're still thinking, this is a good piece of writing because you're still discovering things on a week-by-week basis. But it's a different experience for an actor and a director. So
I totally agree. There's loads of different ways of doing it, but I think what's great about going kind of from the outside in, I guess, is that you have. It's like a game. You kind of fill in the blanks really. So if we've gone for a kind of movement-led approach, then as an actor, the fun is kind of filling in the gaps of what the director and you like haven't discussed yet, or what you're just allowed to kind of discover for yourself. So that's been brilliant.
Yeah, and Paul's good at facilitating an environment, a warm, kind environment. Do you know what I mean? Where it's a good company because everyone gets along. I've worked in companies where not everyone gets along. People get along, but not everyone meets eye to eye. But this is a nice, warm company where we went for curry last night, so the fact that you can do that is a good thing. So he facilitated a good working space for everyone, which is useful.
It's also essential for that approach, right? If you're going to do it that way round, people have to trust each other, and you have to, because you're just basically going to make a load of mistakes at the beginning. So it's helpful that we play games and mess around with.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful play. Beautiful play. It's one of the only plays I've read and enjoyed while reading it. Because sometimes you read a play and you're like, I'm not sure about that. Then you put it down, then it starts to percolate and you're like, that play was actually quite good. But the Deep Blue Sea, you read it and you're like, this is really good while you're reading it. You know what I mean? Like, So that's a good thing. So,
Excellent. And what does the play, and in particular your production, have to offer to younger audiences? Why should 16 to 25-year-olds come and see this?
Yeah. Good question, because it's kind of from a time that we're not as familiar with. And, it's set in 1951, just so obviously kind of 6 years after the end of World War II, but still when London and the whole country was very much in like direct recovery from, you know, bomb sites were still bomb sites and rationing was still happening and all of that stuff. So I think when you, at first glance, it might seem like an environment and a world that's pretty far away.
Distant world.
Yeah, and not to do, you know, our generation, thankfully, has grown up with, you know, peace in Europe, and I can't imagine what it would be like to be at war or
bizarre.
to have...
It's bizarre to even try to wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so with having said all of that, what I think is really cool for younger audiences or audiences who don't know what that world might have been like, people were going through all the same relationship stuff that we're going through now, and people were still, so it's about Hester. She's left her husband and she started a relationship, unmarried, with a former test pilot called Freddie Page, and their relationship offers her a lot of kind of sexual freedom and like the freedom to kind of love in the way that she wants to, but at the same time it's very volatile, the relationship. And so, but that's, I mean, like, you know, it deals with the same things that me and my friends talk about, when, you know, making a good decision, making a bad decision, being with the wrong person, being with the, you know, should you go for stability and all that, you know. So it's all the same issues, really.
It's pretty much the same issues, especially sexuality, because for me, you never really associate sexuality with that period. Do you know what I mean? You always think, oh, they had other things that were doing at that time. Sex could not have been on everybody's mind, but no, sex was on people's minds, and I think for women it was looking for a way to liberate that sexuality. I think that's what it is for Hester. So it still connects to things that certain themes and topics that we're still talking about to this very day. And I think the character Freddie Page in it, he's come from World War II and he's now looking for a place in society. So I think that thing of always looking for something is something that we all do through our time. And it's always nice to be able to connect to something in a different time. And I think the way we've made the play is very emotional. It's very raw. The emotions are very raw. It's not underlined. The emotions are right in front of you. We give you the emotion, which is very modern, I think, because
I think you're so right. I think sometimes we think, or I do anyway, like that people in the past, their emotional lives weren't as complicated.
You get the idea, but then you watch it and you're like, oh, so you guys have been facing the same challenges we're dealing with to this very day, and you're like, oh, so this is forever.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? Like, these are things that you're constantly looking at forever. And it's that raw emotion where you're like, oh, right. Because when you think of the 50s, you think of people who control their emotions and didn't really express how they really felt. But that's not what we've done with the play. We've really gone 0 to 100, basically. Right, this is a canvas of emotion. And I think that's what makes it so unique to younger audiences. We connect that 1950s emotions to contemporary emotion. I think so. Yeah. Young people, please come. We need some young people to entertain us on press night.
Yeah, we do. Come and
So
join the party.
Come and support.
Thank you so much.